Welcome to Monday Night Politics Meet the Candidates, presented by the Dallas Examiner. I'm Molly Finch Belt, publisher of the Dallas Examiner. The Dallas Examiner has presented Monday Night Politics for over 12 consecutive years prior to elections. The Dallas Examiner does not endorse candidates. We seek to inform the community so that when they go to the polls, they are informed voters. All candidates who provide their email addresses on their applications when they file for office are invited to participate in Monday Night Politics. Monday Night Politics is not a debate, it's a forum designed to inform the community about the candidates' qualifications, their platform, etc. We could not present Monday Night Politics without our sponsors, who are nonprofit organizations, and they do not endorse either. In addition to Monday Night Politics, our website, www.dallasexaminer.com, has a section for voter education. Here you'll find current information about voting. Visit www.dallasexaminer.com. I would be remiss if I didn't mention two people who have worked with Monday Night Politics Meet the Candidates behind the scenes for over 12 years. The first person is Robin Jimenez, Vice President of Production and Editorial at the Dallas Examiner. The other person is Christy Thomas, Monday Night Politics Advisory Committee. We are happy tonight to have as our moderator Charles O'Neill. Charles is president of the Texas Association of African American Chambers of Commerce, and he was the first editor for the Dallas Examiner when the newspaper was founded by my father in 1986. Thank you for attending the forum tonight.
And welcome back to Monday Night Politics, brought to you by the Dallas Examiner. We've had an action-packed, really packed program tonight. We're at our final race for the night. We have our candidates for Dallas County Constable Precinct 5. Our candidates are the incumbent, Mr. Michael Orozco, and this challenger, Ms. Sophia Graham, right? Again, we'll have 2 minutes for opening statements. Ms. Graham, alphabetical order, you're up next.
Good evening. I would like to say thank you to the Dallas Examiner for inviting me. Taxpayers, my name is Sophia Graham, and a lot of the information that you're going to hear is going to be repetitive. But I am the proud daughter of an Air Force veteran. I graduated from L.G. Pinkston High School. I have a BS degree from a HBCU right here in Dallas. I went to the University of North Texas, and I also have experience in working at Precinct 1 and Precinct 5 up under the direction of Jaime Cortez and Derek Evans. And as a constable, deputy constables, there's two sides of the constable's office. There's a civil side and there's a criminal side. So if something happens in a constable's presence or in your view as a peace officer certified by the state of Texas, then you can act upon that. So with that understanding, I just want you guys to know that I am the best candidate for it, or depends upon what you believe. Some people believe that leaders are made. If you believe that leaders are made, then you stick with the usual. But if you know that leaders are born, I was a born leader, whether I'm in a leadership position or not, but I am the best qualified person for this position. I was born and raised in West Dallas. There's no school like L.G. Pinkston High School. And I've noticed that people have used West Dallas as a platform. My understanding is, where were all these people when the lead smelter was going on? I mean, I know that there's a crisis going on with COVID-19, but there's been a crisis going on in West Dallas. So please, West Dallas and Precinct 5, don't be tricked by words, slogans, phrases. I only have one endorsement, and that came from, Mr. Casey Thomas, Dallas City Council. But I'm not going to be controlled by endorsements. I'm not going to be controlled by the University of North Texas. I'm not going to be controlled by Paul Quinn College. My grandmother prayed for me. So I'm going to live off my grandmother's prayers, and nobody's going to outwork me. So I will do the work that needs to be done for Precinct 5. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Orozco? Constable.
Good evening, elected official, candidates, constituents, and Dallas Examiner. Thank you for having us this evening. My name is Michael Orozco, and I'm proud to say that I'm your Dallas County Constable for Precinct 5. Back in 2018, I made a promise to all my constituents that if I was elected, that I would restore professionalism, integrity, and efficiency back to that office. And I'm proud to tell you that we did. We hit the ground running. We implemented policies and procedures that created increased productivity, created efficiency, and streamlined services. One of the tasks I tackled was my predecessor didn't put on close to 10,000 warrants. I went down to the JP courts, counted them out myself, put them on the system, and they're actively working right now. Also advocated for body cameras. That was one of the first things that I wanted to get. I went round and round with then Ryan Brown, the budget director. We got body cameras for my precinct and precincts all across Dallas County. And it is what it is. I stand for transparency and accountability, and it is what it is. Because of that body camera, it caught footage of a deputy that is no longer with this office. And let's talk about COVID. When I knew that COVID was coming down the pipe, I knew there was going to be a streamline of information to be disseminated. So I took to the airways. I went on K104 radio. I actually had an interview with the Mexican consulate that we were able to educate and put on social media information about how to know what your tenant rights are. We also have implemented, this is really neat, we implemented a door hanger that all of our deputies have. When they go out and serve an eviction citation, all the resources are on that door hanger. They can hand it to them in person, or if they're not at the house, when the eviction is securely attached, they can hang it to your door. Thank you.
I'll stay there for the first question. One of the biggest reactions we've had to a question posed to candidates for constable's office is about the budget and about how you have to fight for that. Kind of expand on that.
Absolutely. So, great question. And so I'll use the body cams as an example. When I went to Ryan Brown and met with him, boy, he did not want those body cams given. And so he had us reach out to all the constable's office in the higher municipal counties in the state of Texas. We had to call each and every one of them and ask to see if they had body cameras. Came back with the information that was requested, and now we have them.
Yeah, very good. Ms. Graham, the critical nature of adequate budget to perform the function.
I don't have any experience with the budget for Dallas County, but I've worked for the largest school district, and the second largest school district in the state of Texas, which is DISD, and I was a supervisor there. There are different line codes that are allocated for different funding. Like there's a line code that's allocated for uniforms. There's a line code that's allocated for cars. So the constable themselves, I have no control over the budget. The budget is mandated by the commissioner's court. Now, I can make a request and say, I would like to have this, I would like to have that, my officers need this, but that is solely up to the commissioner's court. And there were programs that I would like to implement, being truancy, because there's a compulsory attendance law that's mandated by the state of Texas that says kids have to be in class at least 90% of the time in order for you to get credit for the class. Would I like to have some truancy officers? I would love to. Can I have some truancy officers? Not without the approval of the commissioner's court. So everything you do, it has to be approved by the commissioner's court.
Okay. Well, stay there. You have 2 minutes for a closed statement, and talk to us in your closed statement about how you'll battle with those county commissioners for an expanded budget for Precincts 5.
I can make a request to those commissioners about what I would like to have for Precinct 5. And that's what I would do. I would make a request. Like another implement that I would like to have is a mental illness unit. Then, of course, like I said, this will be repetitive because some constables have said that they wanted that unit as well. But dealing with the budget, I don't have to have people to come in and for it to cost Dallas County money. The officers that are already there, the deputies that are there, the staff that's there, they can be trained. They can take 2 hours out of the 8 hours a day, or Ed Wright said his work 10. If mine work 10, then they can take 2 hours out of the 10 hours a day, and then that way the budget will stay intact and the community will still get what it needs. So it's always about serving the community. It's not up to me as constable for you to humble yourself before me as a leader. God put me in a leadership position, so it's up to me to humble myself before you. So come on out. If you believe in great leaders and leaders are born, then me. I'm your new constable, Sophia Graham. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Close statement, Mr. Constable Orozco.
Hi, I'd like to talk about something personal to me. It means a lot to me. My father, Richard Orozco. I learned a lot from that man. He's a leader, and I'm a leader too. He spent over 25 years proud service in the constable's office. He served under the late, great Jesse R. Dawson as a sergeant and retired and finished his career as the late chief deputy under the late, great, honorable Joe Bagby. My dad taught me so much. When you think about my father, you think about the words honor, integrity, empathy come. That's what I am, and that's what I strive to be every day. When we talk about transparency, I've had an open door policy since day one. On all my business cards, my cell phone number is on there. And I'll go ahead and give it to you right now. It's on my cell phone number, it's on my door hangers, it's on all my literature, and I'm going to share it with everyone in this audience right now. It's 214-236-0463. If I can ever be a resource to you, give me a call. I won't turn you down. Born and raised locally, grew up in East Dallas, graduated from the great Woodrow Wilson High School, recently inducted in the Hall of Fame there. My son recently graduated from Woodrow Wilson in 2017, and I'm proud to say he recently graduated from UT Austin. I have a daughter currently there as a junior. She's 17, and it's a great area. Born and raised in East Dallas, still love it, still live in Precinct 5. But more importantly, experience. Everyone talks about experience, but then there's good experience. I have good experience. I learned and took the initiative of learning each and every division of the constable's office. I have over 23 years in the Dallas County Constable's office. Once again, remember me and vote for me. Constable Michael Orozco. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have our candidates, including the incumbent, Mr. Michael Orozco, Constable for Precinct 5, and the challenger, Ms. Sophia Graham. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. And thank all of you for your attendance and your attention to Monday Night Politics, our President's Edition. And join us next week. I think the last session before the primary election will feature Republican candidates for office. Thank you so much. Join us again.